Good evening, Dragon Ball Z League fans. This is Kaio with special guest Darky.
Yes, also known as orange, because that's going to be confusing for people. But whatever.
And, I live to confuse people,
It's okay.
but we are here in a very special Zcast with just the two of us to discuss the first round of the playoffs.
Oh yeah, very special.
Um, yes, as most of you know, we did not have one last week. We thought we would, but then we kind of thought about it and it's like, well, I mean, there's only been one match for each thing. There were only one round for each of the four matches, so it was like it's not really worth splitting this into two Z casts.
Yeah, it's really not. And unfortunately, as you know, Burn and Durangel could not join us for this. Durangel's asleep. Burn had some stuff that came up, so he can't be here. But
Yes.
yeah, so it's just Kyle and I, but I hope that is enough for you all. I know I'm not even a TBC League member, but what, this is like my fourth time being on Zcast or something.
Yeah, and you're in charge of the Naruto League, which is our sister league. So I mean, it's you're pretty much a staff member almost.
Yeah, I mean, I if there are any internal affairs, I usually know about them. So yeah, it's close enough.
Yeah.
Anywho, um,
Let me just preface one thing.
yes,
We may be a little foggy on the details because obviously week one, the first round of the matches was 2 weeks ago. I guess
yes,
almost 3 weeks at this point. And last week, I think a lot of people, including myself,
and
were
me.
distracted by Sony's E3 press conference that was going on at the same time.
At the exact same time. Kyle and I
So
were both watching it at the same time as we were watching the stream.
yeah, so Dad of War and a new Spider-Man game
Yes, Dad of
kind of
War.
distract me a little bit.
And
But
that Resident Evil 7, man.
yes,
Oh my god.
but let us get right into
Yes,
it
Dragon
with
Ball Z
the
League.
yes, with the first matches that we saw, which was North Kai's matches between Team Cold and the Androids.
Oh,
Um, I have to say I was not expecting Team Cold to. I don't want to say I didn't expect them to win because they're both good teams, but
right.
they, if I remember correctly, they dominated in the first round.
They did. They really did. And while I get what you're saying, you're not thinking that you didn't expect Cold to win, but I will say that I think Cold has had a bit of a rockier main season than Android. Even though the
Oh,
win loss records are similar, I feel like Cold has just had a lot more struggles with inconsistency in their players, which Androids have too. But
without a doubt, but
yeah,
Androids only had to look at 5 characters, while Cold spent a couple weeks trying out Zengaya.
exactly.
So
And
that's 6 characters right there, plus with the different forms that they can start their characters in, especially Frieza, which
right,
has been up to debate big time.
yeah, but apparently that didn't matter, and Cold just absolutely stomped Androids in the first round. Um,
I I do have to say I don't think it led to them being so dominant in the first round, but I think the fact that they had put Metacooler to start up against Jiro definitely hurt the androids.
that was a very good matchup to start off with, and I will agree with Squee that it doesn't make the entire match to do that, but
No,
it is a
I know,
very
but
strong start. And it's not like Meta was, he stopped performing after Jiro. He was still fighting. He was still doing things.
yeah, but I mean, if you think of it this way, a throw does what? It heals 3,000 for Jiro and hurts the opponent 3,000.
Right. And that's a valuable
So
tool.
yeah, and he grabbed at least twice in that match.
Right.
So that would have been a 12,000 point difference between the two, with him gaining 6,000 and Cooler losing 6,000.
Could have made it a lot closer. Um,
Exactly. So I'm not, like I said, like you said, it definitely was not the reason Cold won, but I think taking that weapon away from androids, or at least nerfing the weapon of 20, definitely helped.
right. It wasn't the game changer, but it was a game changer.
It was a factor.
Yes, it was a big factor into their victory, but I won't say that's what won them the match. It could have very well, put them in a very good spot because it did. It gave them a nice lead, and first round was not very close at all.
No.
And thankfully the second round was a lot closer. Cold still won that, but
Yeah, but I gotta say, with the second round, holy crap, King Cold.
King Cold was really impressive. I was just really taken aback by how good he was.
Because in round 2, he took out Cell and a bar of 17.
Yes, and
Who are, they're probably two of Android's best characters.
oh, no doubt about it. I mean, 17 has been known to be one of the best spammers in the league for quite a long time now, and his melee is nothing to scoff at either, and Cell is just all around good. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Plus, Mecha Frieza was goddamn spamming his supernovas.
Oh yes, like
I mean, he missed with the first two, but
it didn't stop him. It was like one right after the other. As soon as he got the opportunity to throw one out, he would. And there was that one moment where he threw one, it missed, and then he used his max power B1.
And and then killed 17 with the other one.
Yep.
But sadly, 16 decimated him. And then after that, it felt a little more back and forth, but
it did.
I mean,
16 definitely helped to sway the match back in Android's favor because of that grab damage, that throw damage rather. Is so it's so massive when he hits with his grab.
Yeah, just to grab all of his melee in general.
Yeah, he's really been surprising with how hard he's been hitting this season. I know he's always kind of been like that, but I feel like in past seasons he just hasn't had the time to shine that much. You know what I mean? So we can't see it.
Yeah. And Jiro I don't think did anything spectacular
which
in the second match either.
Is a letdown.
Yeah, and then when Ader finally came in, he had to take down a good chunk of Final Form Frieza and then a full health Cooler.
Yeah, and Ader did okay. Like, I'm not gonna take anything away from him, but he was just up against too much at the end there.
Exactly. Frieza by himself took out 2 bars on Ader, and then he had to go up against a full health Cooler who only lost 1 bar by the end of it.
Right, and that's another thing. The tag game from Cold has been astounding in these past 2 rounds.
Yeah, I feel like it was a bigger fact than it was in week 2.
I think so too.
Well, yeah, round 1. I don't know.
Yes, round 1. By the way, as a quick aside, I am recording this from my computer, and my internet connection is not the best. So if there are times when Kaio cuts out for a second, don't mind that. It's not going to happen that often. He just
that.
Yeah.
Actually, that may have been my computer going going to screensaver mode for a second. So
gotcha.
That was actually probably my bad.
Okay, well,
but
yeah, if anything like that does happen, it could be.
We're on top of it.
Yes.
But so I think that's pretty much it. Congrats to Team Cold for moving on.
That was spectacular.
And we will talk more about their next week match after reviewing the rest. So I believe, do you have anything else to add?
Cold did great. I'm really happy to see that they're supposedly, from what we're seeing right now, they're getting back in shape because, like I mentioned, they have been struggling in the main season to get a consistent performance from their fighters, and I hope that what they got with King Cold this week ends up being something that is is a mainstay for them. Something that is consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, without a doubt.
that was really good. I'm not used to seeing King Cold be good. So
No.
yes, congrats on making him good. I don't know what you guys did.
Keep doing it.
Yeah, keep doing that. So Rugrats,
Then
Gohan.
yes, the East Kai matchup. Um, damn, these matches were extremely good. The first match
First match
was,
was awesome.
I think that was like only a difference of 1,000 health by the end of it.
It was one of the closest. I mean, there have been a lot this season. I
But
will say that it is one of the closest. I think Boo's versus, was it Gohan's or
maybe
was it
I feel like
Namek?
I feel like a lot of the Gohan's matches they were either blowouts or super close.
Yes, yeah, that's definitely a pattern I noticed.
But I distinctly remember, even though it was a while back, the first round of the matches, friggin' Kid Trunks was amazing on the
Yes,
Rugrats.
he really was.
He,
He was doing so much melee, and when he wasn't meleeing, he was always throwing out B2s. He went
yeah,
for
I
a
think
few
he
ultimates.
yeah, I think he hit with one at least.
I think so.
And then Bojack did like nothing that
Nothing.
first round.
And he didn't do
Like
anything the second round either.
no, well,
He did a little
took
bit
Cell
more.
Junior. He did a lot more because I don't even think Kid Trunks, because I think Trunks had healing possibly.
Right.
He may
Yeah.
not have even
I
had
guess
healing.
I
I don't
just
think he
say
took
that
Kid Trunks
because
below a bar.
yeah, I guess I just say that because it's not the type of performance we've come to expect from him.
Right. When it comes to Bojack, we're so used to him going elite every other week.
Yeah,
For him to kind of just sputter out in the first week of the playoffs is scary.
it
But
is
then they have Teen Gohan to make up the difference.
exactly.
God. He is without a doubt, I think, the only reason they came back for the first round.
Oh, definitely.
Well, partially that, and there was a mishap with the Rugrats builds.
Yes, but you know what's funny about that?
GT Goku did better without an AI.
They fixed that, and he did worse. I don't understand.
I mean, it's AIs are finicky. You know, I can't tell you how many times this season I've had to change AIs because it's just all of a sudden decides, oh yeah, I don't want to do that anymore.
I know that.
But I mean, I'm trying to think. I believe the first, I don't think Super Saiyan 4 really did much.
No,
Because I don't.
it didn't.
Because I'm
really
pretty
get
sure
the
he
chance.
transformed.
I think he got off like one B2, but
Maybe.
other than that, it didn't. He didn't get to do much. Which
Oh, I think it was the first week because I think I made a joke about the "I'll beat you in 5 seconds" and he didn't beat him in 5 seconds.
oh, that's right. Yes, it was the first week. It was not the second week.
Right.
Which makes me question if he did get a B2 off.
He may have. I just don't think he hit with it.
Which, yeah, that's true. Which, that being said, if he did hit with the B2, normally with any other character you'd say, oh, he hit with one B2, but SSJ for Goku, his B2s are so powerful. Like,
Oh yeah, and his
what?
stats in general are
Are
just.
just ridiculous.
If he does anything, he's amazing. But it's always that thing that we've had with Goku's where they just kind of derp when they transform,
Yeah,
which has been the running joke for a while.
I think it might. As someone who's been messing with AIs a lot recently, my personal hypothesis on this is that if the transformation they have has some sort of unique attributes to it, like if it's a different move set or completely different B2s and B1s, which they often do have,
Mm-hmm.
that the AI might act completely differently with that tool set than they might have on their original one, which is why you see things like GT Goku transforming and not doing anything.
Like you're saying, Goku AI on like regular on base Goku might act differently than Goku AI on the Super Saiyan 1 Goku that he can turn into. Like
Yeah,
something like that.
exactly. And that's what I've been noticing in our tests, in Earth Defenders tests, because now that we're out, we can do full build testing. We've been testing base Goku, and
Right.
he looks far more promising than SSJ Goku, which is a little bit of a letdown, but I think it just further accentuates that idea for me that sometimes when your characters transform, it's not always a good thing.
Yeah. But getting back to the matches a little bit.
Sorry.
First round, extremely close, about 1,000 health difference, if that. Second one, not so much because it came down to GT Goku versus, I believe, 2 bars of Saiyaman, 1 bar of Ultimate Gohan, and Team Gohan was able to tag at the last minute, so he would have still been around too.
Yeah, that second round wasn't a total blowout, but it was nothing like the first round.
It definitely seemed close. I mean, the Rugrats were getting a lot of damage off. They just couldn't finish off the characters, and that let the Gohans play the tag game.
Right, which is something similar to what Cold did. Yeah. So it's a running theme here. Teams that are tagging a lot are obviously gaining advantages, and yeah. So
but it was still great performances from both teams, and congrats to the Gohans for moving on and up into the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see because like you said, Team Gohan he's just like a trump card. You can just pull him out anywhere and he'll be amazing.
And if they can get Bojack back to doing what he was doing during the main season,
then that's going to be scary.
I would not be surprised at all to see them in the bowl.
Me neither.
But I think
that's all I have to say.
Alrighty, then let us move on to West Kai, which is the best one.
Oh yes,
because it was the Majins versus the Valkyries, and somehow I won.
To be fair, though, bias aside, these were, in my opinion, the best matches. The preliminaries.
Yay! Because these were definitely, I think, the closest for both rounds.
Yeah, the most consistently close matches we have had. Usually there was, the 2 matches we've discussed so far, there was one really close match and one not close. Not as
except
close
for Androids.
Yeah.
That one was closer and not close.
Yeah, exactly. And these 2 were just close both times. And different characters showed up in each match.
The person that showed up the most, Spopovich.
Yeah, which
without
was
a doubt, Spopovich. Him taking down a Rayleigh.
I know.
Was amazing. And then I can't remember for the life of me who he took down during the first week, but I know he was doing great.
Yeah, I can't remember that either, but maybe it was.
It's not
Pan?
super.
Could have been Pan.
No.
And then someone else.
Oh yeah. It was him versus Pan, and then whoever Pan tagged out to.
I think she tagged out to 18, and then he did some good damage against 18. And then
it was 18 or a Rayleigh.
Yeah, something like that.
It may have been a Rayleigh.
Yeah.
But the Vals also changed their AI on a Rayleigh.
Yes, they did.
And I don't think it helped.
No, I don't think it did either, which is.
It's a shame.
Is this an AI that they've used before?
Yeah, I believe they used both AIs and they've kind of interchanged them.
Yeah, and from what I recall, Rayleigh has been good this season. Strangely,
there have been 1 or 2 weeks where. Yeah, I don't think as inconsistent as a lot of other characters.
No, definitely more consistent than others, but I don't feel like she showed up versus Majins.
Fasha did, though.
Oh, yes. Fasha definitely showed up.
Fasha showed up, tagged a couple times.
Her damage. Wow.
Yeah, Trunks was doing pretty well.
Yes, yes, he was. And to be honest, Trunks was one of the bigger reasons that the second round came so close. Um, he really brought it back for Val's.
Yeah, because he took down a lot of Majub, and then he took out 3 bars on Babidi.
Yeah,
And Babidi, oh my God.
and Bobbity did things. He did
Oh
stuff.
yeah, Babidi did great. He was the reason Fasha died.
Exactly.
Because when he came in with Savior, he hit her with Yakon. Or no, he didn't come in
Yes.
with Savior. When he charged, he hit her with Yakon, which did like 12,000 damage. That's a B2.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I gotta say though, these were some of the most stressful matches to watch in the best way
Oh.
because they were so back and forth. Like I think the first week the Vals had the lead, and then my team came back, and then the Vals came back, and it was all this back and forth both weeks, and I love those type of matches because it's just so entertaining. It's
They're my
not a blowout.
favorite.
Exactly.
They feel the most like an actual Dragon Ball Z fight, I think. Where they're just
Oh
trading blows, getting knocked around, and charging right back in, and
yeah,
yeah.
and also Pan did really well,
Yes, yes, she did.
especially the second match. She went toe to toe with Majin Vegeta.
Which, yeah, and that's amazing because, like Squee was saying, Pan has historically been really good in playoffs, but I will say that I don't think that takes away from her main season performance this season.
Why she didn't really get too much time to perform
She
this main season.
didn't, but from what we saw from her, she looked promising. I
I,
remember hearing that the Vals just switched to Vidal
that's
because of
that that was my
data.
biggest shock. Because
Yeah,
what? I'm sorry.
because of data. They wanted more data, I guess.
I guess it was really weird that they brought in base form Vidal, but we've talked about that plenty. But
Yes.
it is nice to see that they brought Pan back, and I think she was the right choice to make over Vidal. I don't think the matches would have been as close
I don't
if
think
Vidal
so
had been in.
either. I think they have a more solid foundation for Pan right now. Um,
And
and that
that
really
they can
showed.
definitely yes, and I think they can definitely build on it next season.
And she was
Um,
in round two specifically, she was spamming her B2s a lot. That red rocket.
the Gill missile.
Yeah, I just like calling it red rocket.
Yeah, she Gill missiled. I believe she tried a Kamehameha that missed.
Yes, I believe so.
But she did a great combination, and she didn't spam B1s as much as she used to, which would just
mm,
leave her open for attacks.
yeah, that's good for her.
Yes.
So I think overall, I'm going to say again, overall, these matches were the most entertaining for me personally.
Same from me.
Yeah, the most
Totally not
consistent.
biased opinion there.
Well, it's not
No.
a fact. It's hard to hide my bias because I personally really like Majins as well, but I also really like Valkyries.
Right.
So seeing these two teams fight it out, which I'm pretty sure you guys have been divisional rivals in the past.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And I mean, our divisional match this season was pretty goddamn close too.
yeah. It just there's something about this matchup that just it's so close every time, and it's really fun to
Well,
watch.
well, I believe 18 and Deborah specifically have a big rivalry going on from previous seasons.
Yes.
But
Yeah, and speaking of Deborah, I don't feel like he showed up as much in the second round. I mean, he did
actually,
stuff.
I think he showed up more in the second than the first. I think
Really?
Fasha kind of dominated him.
Oh
I
well, yeah,
believe he
that's true.
I believe he killed did pretty well against 18 if I remember correctly.
Yes. Although I
I
think
mean,
it was him that actually got hit by her ultimate. Uh, in
no, Spopovich did
Okay, so that was definitely
because
Spokovich.
because
See, we're fuzzy on
he did
this.
his
At least
B1.
I am.
He did his
Oh, that's
B1 which
right.
left them wide open.
That's right. The one misuse of his B1. in this entire matchup, which is surprising. But
Yes, but actually, if I had to pick someone that I felt didn't bring his all for both matches was Majub in the first one.
yeah, I will say that he shined in the second one.
Yes,
Um,
he did a lot better,
yeah, but he just
but
kind of got overwhelmed in the first round, which
yep.
that'll
But
happen
oh,
sometimes.
without a doubt, especially against the Vals.
Yeah, and
But
I guess the main thing to take away from this is that despite losing, the Vals still they still look like a scary team, and I feel like this could have easily gone either way.
I, without a doubt, I
Yeah,
think I think it was extremely close, and it really just came down to really minute things,
right.
you know.
Yeah.
But yes. So congrats to me and the Majins,
Yes, congrats to you.
and I think we can move on to South Kai
Oh
with
God.
Namek versus the Ginyu Force, which was probably, unfortunately, the two least close matches of the entire week.
Yes, which that's an
I
irony
mean,
considering the state of South Kai. But
yes, with every team ending in what, 7 and 8.
yes.
But I do have to say it this week. I mean, these matches kind of made me both happy and sad because I was sad to see Ginyu derping and
Yes.
not being able to match up with Namek, but also extremely happy to see that Namek seems to have their crap together. Their
Yeah.
characters. Late Piccolo, goddamn spamming his light grenades
Yeah,
in the second match was amazing.
and you know what? Nail. Nail has been showing up. And I'm
Yes.
just like, where has he been? Where has
Yeah,
this Nail been?
he's no longer that weak character.
No, he came in huge for them in both of rounds. Both
Oh
of
yeah.
these rounds.
And Pycon.
Yes, Pycon too.
The only thing that kills me with Pycon, Master Strike.
Yeah.
The goddamn Master Strike. I get it. But I would throw a quick fast attack on him
Same.
because it just neuters his B2s.
It really does. Like his
If
B
he
twos look so devastating, but when they hit with Master
they're
Strike,
doing
they're
like
just
5k.
yeah. And he
And
likes using his B twos. That's the problem.
that's what exactly. If it was a character that doesn't throw out B2s or randomly does it, then I'd be like fine.
Right.
But
Like
I know
Fasha.
he did
Worth it on
exactly.
Fasha.
Yeah, and not just that, but Fasha, one of her B2s is a friggin' energy ballet.
Yeah, exactly.
So it makes sense. But I know Pycon threw out, oh god, at least what, 3 hyper tornadoes and a burning shoot, I think, in just match 2.
Yes.
I'm watching it now actually. Yeah, yeah. 2 hyper tornadoes, a burning shoot, and however he kills Raccoon in a second. Oh, and another hyper tornado because
Yeah.
it avoided the renegade bombers,
Yes. And
which was amazing.
if like I know Namek is already really powerful right now, and far be it from us to tell you how to run your team, but I think
Of course, these are all just suggestions.
yeah, I think that would make Pycon really scary if you were to give him quick fast attack instead. See, it's already showing up in these matches.
Yeah,
If you were to give
without
him
a doubt.
fast attack, like his B2s would just they hit so often.
They,
Also, that's the thing.
yeah,
They have a high connection rate.
especially the hyper tornado.
Yes. That thing has
Since
such high
that's
priority.
and it's an unblockable.
Yes, completely unblockable. And
But I mean, you know, I'm still sad that the Ginyus went down the way they
yeah,
did. But I mean,
yeah.
that happens with the matchups. I think this match just came down to some bad matchups, and you try your best to predict it, but it really, unless you're a mind reader, it's not going to happen
Well, I feel like
the way.
yeah, I feel like the reason it was a letdown the way it was because of week 15. What they did in week
Right.
15 hyped hyped Ginyu Force up so much for playoffs. So like, oh my god, like Ginyu Force might actually be a factor in playoffs this season, and they're just
Yeah, but
having a...
to be fair, Namek also beat Booze
Oh yeah,
week
Namek
15.
has been a really strong force this season, and anyone who's underestimated them has obviously seen that that's not the right thing to do.
Yeah,
But I feel like Ginyu Force came a long way this season too, and to see them get trashed like this is still sad.
I think every team in South Kai did an amazing job this season.
I think so too.
And yeah, it's just either way, while there's only two now that can make it any further, I think all the teams really showed up and did their best this season.
Yes, for sure. And that goes back again that this is definitely one of the closest, if not the closest season we've ever had.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, with some little exceptions, but those exceptions had their own moments and their own incredible matches. So
Yeah. Yep.
I think it's just those outliers are just a product of difficulty change. And I think next season, we're not there yet, but for the teams that are
Right.
not in the playoffs right now, I think next season we're going to be in even more of an equal playing ground.
Without a doubt.
And that's
Especially
exciting.
now that we know how free agents
Yes.
act a lot more.
Yeah, and gathering that data is really important. Bojack.
Yes.
Yes.
Who I can almost guarantee probably won't be a free agent next season if Muscle does the right thing.
Oh yeah, Muscle, please do that, because
Yeah.
it would be get rid of Nappa and just bring Bojack in.
But I think that pretty much covers congrats to Namek
Yes.
for winning the matches and making their way. Surprisingly, no matches went to round 3.
Yeah.
All of them were just 2 and done.
I figured some of them might have went a little bit longer. Like, I feel like with how close Majins and Vals was, I feel like that might have gone for round 3.
I thought Rugrats would too, with how
Yeah.
close the first round was.
Same here.
But-
But we didn't get any of those, and maybe we'll get some next week. Or next
2
round.
weeks.
Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, I really I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far from this new layout of teams being able to change their builds and lineups between
Oh yeah,
these matches.
it definitely adds a whole nother level of strategy, and
Yes.
at least you get a chance to try to fix things, because there's nothing worse being stuck with those bad on the first one, not being able to fix it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, anyone who's talked to me about it knows that I was a little bit skeptical of it at first because it might end up elongating playoffs a lot. But if we're going to be getting higher quality matches, better matchups, better fights, better everything, better strategy, then I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I think I've come around on it. And maybe we'll see it in Naruto League. Who knows? We'll have to talk about that sometime. This is Zcast.
Yeah.
Ncast is going to be a
Yes.
thing. So we can do that.
Yep.
In fact,
Yes.
this video is probably going to be going up at the same time as we're going to be streaming the first week of Naruto League preseason. So that's a thing.
So we won't announce it here because it'll come out at the same time.
Yeah, I might. I don't know. I'll have to talk to
I'm
Burnham
kidding.
about that.
Just to throw in a little plug here before we move into the predictions for next week. Naruto League starts up June 22nd, Wednesday.
Yes. And,
At what time?
this is gonna be 2:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So,
So,
this might fluctuate a little bit. We're trying to figure out what time is best for us because I am not going to be streaming at my house. I'm going to be streaming at a friend's house. And that means I have to fit into their schedule and Burns' schedule because 2:45 p.m. for me is like what 8:45 a.m. for him, something like that.
9, maybe?
9.
That might be
Is
9, because 9 plus 3 is 12, and then plus 2 more is 2.
Mathcast.
45.
Um,
Yeah.
I know this is what you all came here for. Uh, but
But
yeah,
so yes, 3:45 Eastern Standard Time, 2:45 Central.
Yes.
Yeah. And then uh if you need any more conversions, Google it.
Yes.
Or just check the forums where we
Check
have
the
these announcements
forums.
already
You're not
nicely
on the
laid out.
forums. Go there because it's nice and
Because fuck you.
because fuck you and fuck your family. No, I love you. I love you all.
And then we were never allowed to do a Zcast by ourselves again.
Yeah, Burns probably gonna be like, "Fuck! Why did I let you do this?" I'm sorry, Burn. I love you. Okay, it's gonna be
Love
okay.
you too. But
So, yeah, that's a little
but
plug there for that. There are not going to be any more plugs because Naruto League's going
because
to be
we have to
starting.
move into the predictions.
Yes, predictions are a thing now. So
Yes.
we want to start with
So,
South Kai.
Sure, we'll do a snake draft.
All right.
So, South Kai will be Team Namek versus Team Muscle.
You know what? I think Namek has a shot at this. I really do.
I actually have to agree with you.
Yeah.
While Muscle will be scary because it's almost guaranteed that they're going to have 13. They're going to have Broly in. Probably Garlic because he was looking good at the end.
Yeah, he was. Which is great. He just needs to stop
Yeah.
transforming. And,
Yeah.
he'll be
Well,
good.
he wasn't doing horrible
Well, he
transforms
wasn't,
either.
but
Like towards the very, very end of the season, he was doing well transformed.
yeah, I think that's one of their major consistency issues, though.
Yeah,
in
it
general.
might be worth checking out Broly's ring.
Yeah,
Like spending the point.
it could be worth it.
But yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, I think I have to side with you. Before last week, I wouldn't have said Namek, but after just how good their characters like Late Piccolo and Pycon looked,
They're so solid.
I gotta give my vote to Namek.
And you know what? I can't. Normally, I would be a little bit more on the fence about it because, I would be like, well, I mean, they performed, but, maybe they were a little bit more consistent in this round. No. They were consistent in both rounds against Ginyu Force. Maybe that could have been Ginyu Force derping a little bit, but calling it when I see it, I know when a character is performing versus when they're just doing average against someone that's derping.
Yeah.
So
And
that's definitely what we've been seeing from Namek across the board.
without a doubt.
Yeah, King Piccolo maybe a little bit less, but he's still a solid fighter.
Well, he wasn't in.
No, he wasn't in. I believe he is going to be though. That's
You never know.
yeah. So it's interesting to see what Namek will do to mix things up. We're already pretty certain that Muscle's not going to be using Nappa, so
I will actually bet you Naruto League money that Nappa will be in.
Naruto League. What's it called?
I was trying to think of some sort of like actual thing I could take from you, but I was like, I don't want to stream it.
No, but I think if they use Nappa, it'll be hilarious, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I really don't.
I will make a gentleman's wager with you.
Okay.
Just for pride. No. Let's call. I don't know who they would drop, but I for some reason I get a feeling Nappa will be in.
Okay. And obviously, I'm talking about this from an outside's perspective, um, builds. I don't think are they in yet?
They're in. They're just not visible.
Oh, right. But
Oh
I'm
yeah.
going to place
Just
my
in
faith
case
in you and
anyone.
say that I believe you haven't looked at them yet. So I don't think you're cheating me.
No, I haven't.
Good.
Because I can't. Because if I did, then that would be bad for
Right, right. That would be
you
bad for
know.
this. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but also, just so everyone knows, we're recording this on Saturday night.
Yes.
So this may come out after the first week.
Yeah, it probably is going
Af-
to.
yeah,
To be
this will
completely
come out
honest.
after week 2 most likely, but we don't know anything that happened, so
Right, but
you
what's
know
neat about that is that it
we
won't
can
be all
sound
of week.
stupid.
Well, yeah, and it won't be all of week 2. So it's not like
That is
these
very
will.
true.
Yeah, it's not like these are going to be completely obsolete by then.
I can just see the YouTube comments. Huh, LOL, muscle already lost, get your facts straight. Or something like that.
Yeah, some bullshit like that.
But anyway, I think that is
Yes. So Namek,
I think that
Namek for both of us.
yes.
Yeah.
Good luck to
Good
you,
luck, Muscle
both teams.
and Namek, because
Yes.
goddamn Namek, you're looking scary right now.
God damn it, Namek. Yes, and I think now we can move up to West Kai,
Yes.
which will be the Majins versus the Dragon Ball Warriors. I mean, I have to say my team.
Of course.
There's no way getting around it, but god damn it,
It's gonna be tough.
Dragon Ball Warriors are good.
It's gonna be
It's
tough.
yeah, it's not. Yeah, because I believe they have the second best record in the league.
I wouldn't doubt it. I haven't looked at.
Let me. I
records.
can check right now.
Okay.
Yeah, they have the second. They're tied for the second best record
Sweet. Yeah.
because Super Saiyans have the best, and then Dragon Ball Warriors and Boos are tied.
Right. And yeah, Dragon Ball Warriors. Can't take that team lightly anymore. Can't do that.
No.
But
I don't think you've been able to take them lightly for 2 seasons now.
no, me neither. But I feel like there's still been people who underestimate them. I feel
Because
like,
of the character selection.
yeah, and I feel like even at the beginning of this season, people were underestimating them. I mean, people always knew, Nam, Tao is good sometimes, but
But
they
now you've got
their whole team
early
just
Goku
showed.
doing stuff.
Yeah, and Kid Goku
And friggin'
sometimes does stuff, but
And their free agent of Gohan has
yes,
been doing great.
Gohan he's in the top 10.
Yes, he
so-
is. He is numero
10, I think.
not in the top 10.
Oh, he was
Unless-
in week 14, I think.
Well, no, as
'Cause I
of week
remember-
14 he wasn't.
Oh.
Maybe as of week 15.
Oh yeah, maybe because I remember us discussing this in the last cast that we did.
Oh, actually, hold on. This may have been a Kaio fuck up. It was. He was number 10. And now, because I believe week 15 stats have been included. Yeah, he's number 8.
Wow. So it's
So
even better.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a hard team to beat, but
Oh god, yeah.
I have faith in Majins, and it's the team I would like to win. I really like Dragon Ball Warriors. Personally, my personal taste, I like the original Dragon Ball over Dragon Ball Z. I know, heresy, but
Wow, I guess we have to stop recording now.
No, I really like both teams, but I don't know. It would be so amazing if Majins were to win this.
I agree.
Yeah, and
I mean,
I want a
if
good
it-
match overall.
exactly. As long as I don't get fucking trounced, I'll be happy.
Yeah, as long as this
'Cause
isn't a
that's-
Ginyu versus Namek situation, then I think it'll be-
Yeah. But I mean, I think neither of us are underestimating the other, and I think it'll be a good matchup either way.
Well, yeah, and some people, you might be able to say, oh well, Majins beat Super Saiyans, they can beat Dragon Ball Warriors, and that may very well be true, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. That doesn't mean it's probable that it will happen. It's going to be a tough
Especially
fight.
especially since Dragon Ball Warriors fucking trounced us in the main season when we
Yes.
used all of our goddamn boost store items.
Yeah, that's like a superstition now. You use all your boost store items and you lose. You're done.
Not week 15 for me.
Nope. Yeah,
But
yeah. I think this is gonna be a really good match, just like with Val's.
Yep. It'd
Probably a
be
lot of
nice,
back and forth.
close, and no water.
No water, which, yay.
Yes.
So,
Anything else you would like to add?
no water, huh? That's kind of sad.
No water. So fuck you, Nam.
Fuck you and your water. Fuck your village. Okay, so I think on that note, we can go to our next
East
division,
Kai.
East Kai. Yes.
Which will be the Gohans
Versus
versus
the
the Boos.
Oh man,
This,
this is gonna be a tough one to call.
yeah, because I believe looking at their wins and stuff, this will be like the closest, other than South Kai, where everyone had the same
Right.
goddamn win-loss record. Boos went 10-5, Rugrats went 9-6. So they're both really dominating teams.
Yes, and we can clearly see that from not only their records, but the match that Gohan's had, just the other week. They really dominated Rugrats. Well, not I wouldn't say
In round two.
dominated. They, they did really well, and even though Bojack didn't really show up too much, it doesn't mean that he won't show up against Boos. And that, along with Teen Gohan, like we were discussing, is a scary thought. Not to mention, Ultimate Gohan was decent, and
Yeah.
Saiyaman was also decent.
I think all the Gohans were different on average between the two matches.
Yes. So I don't think there's a
Except for Bojack.
huge low point for them, barring future Gohan, but I feel like that's partly
Yeah.
their fault.
If future Gohan's brought in.
I don't think he will.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
think they
not
would risk
expecting it.
that against Boos, to be honest.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I
And
wouldn't.
I think, and I doubt we'll see Majin Buu.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Because I believe that their Vegeta's been doing friggin' amazing as
Oh
well.
yeah. No, I mean, take a Vegeta any day.
Mid Vegeta base is, ranked number 24.
Yeah. So that's
So,
really good.
yes.
So yeah, this is. I really don't know.
I'm gonna go with Gohan's. And it's only because I think they can fix Bojack.
Yeah, I think so. I think they can.
I think it was
fix
just a
Bojack.
bad week for him. Well, a bad 2 weeks, but
Yeah, that aside though, if somehow Boo's set up a matchup where Bojack fights Kid Buu, then I think Bojack might have a hard time with that.
oh yeah, with his fast melee and the spamming of B2s, I agree.
Yeah, so I mean, I I I'm really on the fence about it, but I guess just for the sake of it, since you said Gohan's, I'll say Boo's. I really don't know. I don't. As far as my own opinion goes, I don't know who I want to win this.
Yeah, I don't have a personal stake in either team,
Right.
not for a bad reason or anything, but I like both teams.
Yeah, I like both teams.
And-
They've shown a lot of potential this season, and that's what makes it so hard to decide who would win this.
Yeah.
So I really, yeah, I guess I'll just say booze because yeah, I think either team could win this. So I think our votes should reflect that. So there you go.
Yes.
But
And
yeah,
I
so
think that's
prediction.
all we have really for that.
Do we
So,
want to do the questions?
what questions?
Did they
No,
do
we still
any
have a whole
questions?
nother division.
Oh right, what am I
Wait,
talking about? North Kai.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, North Kai. Cold versus Super Saiyans, probably one of the most, highly anticipated
Look, I'm
matches.
sorry.
But no, fuck
Okay,
them.
I haven't slept in
I,
over
I
24 hours.
just busting your stones.
I know. I know.
So,
I'm just apologizing to Cold because I know Harume will rip my guts out if I don't do it. So I'm
oh, you're
sorry,
already
Cold.
dead.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Um, but yeah, god damn,
This
it
match is gonna
it's
be
weird.
something.
Yes, and it's so weird because when it was in South Kai, I was talking about how dominating Namek was and how that made me pick them over Muscle.
Hmm.
And even with how goddamn dominating Cold was, I still think I'm picking Super Saiyans because
Yeah,
Super Saiyans are just goddamn scary.
they are just that solid. But you know what? I think that if Cold can keep up their habit of that tag game that they showed against androids, that they might have a fair chance of winning this. Um, Especially if they
Yeah,
all their characters show up again and they do the same thing that they did before. I honestly, Cold isn't quite to the status that they were, back when they were really scary. But I'm kind
about
of
like
getting the
2 seasons ago.
yeah, I'm kind of getting the old SSJs versus Cold rivalry vibes here a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the match, and this is one I'm hoping goes to 3 rounds.
Yeah, same here.
But it's just
Because
it's
I feel like whatever team comes out of this is probably going to go to the bowl. Like,
I think so, unless
yeah,
there's some amazing thing that happens to where one team just somehow has great matchups against the other.
yeah, I think so.
But yeah, I like you said, I think whichever team wins this will most likely be going to the bowl.
Yes. So, I would really like to see Cold win this personally. Nothing against Super Saiyans. I'm just a sucker for underdogs when possible. I like the Super Saiyans, and I feel like people have you know created this negative stigma against them because they are so powerful. While that's true, it might be tough for people who actually like the team, and this is something that we experienced with Hidden Cloud back when they were really powerful. And to be honest, I don't know. I just want a good match, is what I'm trying to say. I don't
Yeah,
want Cold to
I
destroy Super Saiyans or anything like that.
I kind of do.
Yeah, you might a little bit,
Like
but
like 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 deep down there, but no, like you said, I just want a good match, and it'd be great if Cold won just because of how dominating the Super Saiyans are.
yeah, I think, and there's something to be said for that because Ginyu Force beat Super Saiyans and look where they are. But
Mhm.
Cold, I feel like if they were to beat Super Saiyans, they would definitely make it to the bowl. There's no doubt in my mind about that.
Yeah, no,
So that's exciting for me because I do like Team Cold. Um, so I'm gonna go with Cold on this one because it is what I would prefer to see.
yeah, and like I said, I'm only going with Super Saiyans just because of how dominating are. Nothing against
Yeah,
Cold, but
no, nothing,
you know,
nothing against either team for either one of us. So
and
I now I can say that was it.
Yes,
Yes.
because I double checked the questions just now. There are no new ones
Oh,
since
okay.
the last ones. So,
Wow.
uh, yeah. So I guess we will see y'all next time
Yeah.
after, not next week, in 2 weeks after, round two is completely done,
Yeah.
which I guess is the quarterfinals,
Starting to,
right?
starting to get confusing. Um,
This
yeah.
is quarterfinals,
Yes.
and
Yes,
then
it
the next
is.
time is semi, and then,
Semi.
yes, okay.
Yes.
Then, yeah.
We will
Then I
see
believe,
you then.
next time, bye.
Have bye. We love you.
Don't you steal my catchphrase.
Dude, okay. I'm just repping it. I'm just trying to represent, you know what I mean? We gotta make shirts
Beside.
one day.